So we got a minute and a half till this opening range candle is created. I know a lot of people like the 10-minute opening range. We could look at the 10-minute. It already exists. Where is it? Oh, right here. We could look at the 10-minute opening range here. So we've already traded above the 10-minute opening range candle, which a lot of people like to use that candle for their opening range. I prefer the 15, but you can also look at the 10-minute. We have news coming out in 15 minutes at 10 a.m. Eastern. And that's our only news for the day. All right, so we still want to push up. We still want to keep going. So let's see if we can continue to push. I want to see us touch into this unicorn right here. Right above this white line here is our unicorn. So let's see if we can try to push into that and then get a rejection off that level. Kind of get a similar trade as yesterday to look to short it right back down. A little bit of SMT divergence here. ES is failing to sweep that high right now. Not anymore. Not anymore. We're still pushing. All right, so 15-minute opening range is created. We are now into that unicorn. Let's see. It goes all the way up to this point here. But we got a strong displacement on the 15 minutes, so it looks like these longs want to keep pushing. So we just gotta see what we're gonna do. We haven't traded above. Equal highs on the 1 hour created on the 18th. Here, let me connect my live account. Still has this from yesterday's prop firm session here. Let me connect my account for you guys. Okay, we should be good now. Should be good to go now. All right. So, yeah, those are the equal highs. That's the target I'm looking at up here. Is that daily SIBI, those hourly equal highs? That's the exact level I wanted to see us go to, and that's why I've been thinking long this morning. Overall, still thinking long. But we have rejected off this 15-minute breaker every time we've traded into it so far. But overall, that is my target, is those equal highs. Okay, 1 minute OB created here. Let's see if we get a rejection off of that. That's the only reason I don't like longing from up here is because of that 15-minute unicorn. Because of every time we've traded into it, we've seen that rejection. Only reason I don't like longing just yet. But if we can see another nice rejection, or we can trade down into this, 5-minute fair value gap down here and see another bounce, I would really like to take these longs. Because we haven't traded above that opening range yet. So let's see if we want to trade down into this 5-minute here. If we reject off that 5-minute, I will look to long this. All right, now we're into the 5. So again, if I wanted to short, I wanted to see us trade above this opening range candle. We didn't trade above it, so I'm not looking to short yet. We displaced very strongly on the 15. Strong displacement on the 15 of our previous highs. Okay, we displaced that 1-minute order block. Just want to see us reject off this 5-minute. Okay, there we go. I'm going to start testing out the longs here. I'm going to go in half a lot here. So 20,00375 is my entry. I'm just going to test them out here half a lot. Keep a stop below. About 55 ticks here at 19,989.75. I'm going to try to catch him back up to these highs. Alright, so I'll put a limit order up at the highs. Just put it for one con up there. I'm in 2 cons right now. Let's see if we can push through. That was a good entry so far. We're rejecting off that 5 minute right there pretty nicely. I just want to see us go take out that opening range high there. So it's about 120 ticks up to that, or 128 ticks up to that TP level. Again, you can always take a TP early. We've already hit 60 ticks on that, so you could look to take a TP already. I'm long off of 20,0375. There we go. Guys, I'm just going to move my stop to break even here. I'm going to make this a risk-free trade. And I'm just going to hold up to the highs. So it's a risk-free trade. We've already hit over 100 ticks, it looks like. We just hit 102 ticks. So you could take a first TP. I'm going to hold up to this high. So far, very nice trade. Again, only winning half a lot, and it's still solid trade. We're already almost at our first TP at 128 ticks. Don't want to see this one come back down on us. I want to see us take out that high. Again, it's a risk-free trade. My stop is at break even. If we do come down, oh well. I want to hold my trades through. I want to see them play out. I don't want to take TP too early. That was a great rejection, great entry for us in the longs. We got in pretty much right at the right time. Obviously, we could have had a little bit lower of an entry. So let's see if we're going to come back down on us. Man, we got a few ticks away from that first TP level. I might look to add into a full here. We keep rejecting. The only thing I don't like about, I'm probably not going to add into a full. The only time I would add into a full is if we could get a re-entry, because I already have my stop at break even. So if I got into a full, it might make it a little bit difficult. We might get our entry moved up a little too high. So I'll just hold my half a lot right now. Again, looks like we're going to come down and try to take out our break even stop here. Let's see if we can reject off this level. We've created relative to equal highs up top. I mean, our trade has hit 121 ticks. So we're about 7 ticks away from that first TP level. But we're still rejecting off of that 15-minute breaker. But I still really like that entry. I think that was a great entry. Great trade overall. We just didn't get that chance. We didn't take that TP. Looks like we're going to get stopped here at break even. All right, so I'm out at break even. Another rejection off that level. I mean, that trade was looking perfect. The trade was looking perfect, and we still didn't trade above that opening range high. So I still love that entry there. I mean, overall, we hit over 100 ticks. Yeah, I could have taken that first TP. Obviously, could have taken the first TP. But I wanted to hold that one through. That one looked like it was for sure going through that high, so I'm okay with holding that. So we're coming right back down again. I just don't like the fact that we didn't take out the opening range high. Hey, there we go. There we go. Some people are taking TP. I love to see it. And now we're dropping. Now we're dropping pretty aggressively here. So let's see if we get another rejection off of this 5 minute. See if we get another rejection off this 5 minute. Or if we're going to just push right through and try to go to the lows. Still want to see these long step in. This 15-minute unicorn has been holding so strong, though. I want to see us head right back up for those highs, though. Now we've generated more buy-side liquidity at these highs. So I want to see us head right back up. We're rejecting off the 5 minute one more time. So we do have that news coming out soon, so it makes sense that we're doing a little bit of ranging, but I want to see these longs really step in here. I'm going to get one more long entry here. I'm in half a lot again. Half a lot again. I'll keep my stop. Yeah, that entry was pretty high. So I'll keep my stop just below this previous candle low, or this candle that we have right now. Like 1990.50. Just half a lot again. just because the entry's high. Let's see if we can push back up for those generated equal highs up there, for that generated liquidity. We're obviously in that 1 minute fair value gap. Looks like we don't want to push through. That's okay. Looks like we want to come back down and grab my stop here. We're not pushing through that 1 minute. I really wanted to see us inverse that 1 minute, so that's all right. All right, so quick little small loss there. That's okay. I really wanted to test out those longs one more time on that. Really wanted to test out those longs. We were rejecting off the 5 minute again. We're starting to show that momentum back to the upside. Came down and grabbed sell side liquidity. So that one didn't work out. Let's see what we do when we come back down to this 1 minute order block. We've got about 40 seconds left on this 5 minute. What I don't want to see is displacement on this 5 minute of our previous 5 minute candle, because this is obviously a pretty strong bearish candle on the 5 minute right now, and on the 15 minute. So let's see here what we do. Again, we have news coming out soon, so we might want to wait a few minutes for that news to come out now. Still ultimately do want to see these long step in. Let's see how this 5 minutes going to close here. So no displacement on the 5 of our previous candle. Still a very strong down close candle on that 5 minute though. And we didn't trade back into this order block. I'd want to see us really retest that order block. When trading multiple accounts, when Tradevate doesn't allow you to set stop losses automatically. I'm not sure. Are you talking about like bracket orders? I personally never trade with bracket orders, so I don't know. I don't have an exact answer for you. I like to I always set my stop losses manually. Yeah, it would make sense that you'd have to do it manually. I'm not sure if there's another platform that allows you to set automatic stop losses. Yeah, I don't have an exact answer for you on that one, just because I never like to use bracket orders myself. All right, so I mean these longs still look good here, guys. It looks like they're still going to try to push through to those highs. We're inversing that 1 minute right now. Just didn't want to get another re-entry just yet, just because we never tapped into that 1 minute OB. I wanted to see us tap into that and reject off that level before I got another entry. But look at that 15 minute. We're wicking right back up. 5 minute is looking strong. But really, we're just ranging right now. That first trade was great. I know a lot of you took TP. I didn't take TP because I really wanted to see that one push through. And we were so close at that point, and we kind of dropped pretty quickly. So, yeah, we're inversing that 1 minute fair value gap right now. We'll see how we close. Let's see if we close above. You can see this 1 minute right here. So we still didn't inverse it technically. We still close inside of that level. So we'll see. We have news coming out in 3 minutes, so let's just wait until that news comes out. It looks like we're going to do a little bit of chopping, a little bit of range until that happens. Plus our hourly candle is closing. Our hourly candle is closing, so we can wait and see how this hourly closes. 30 minute calling for a range. Let's check it out. Yeah, I mean, we've obviously got these fair value gaps, these breakers above on the 15 to 30 minute. So if it's going to be anything like yesterday, we will see another range. But with news coming out, maybe we'll see a little bit more volume. Maybe we'll see it push us up a little bit more. So we inverse that 1 minute fair value gap there. News comes out in 2 minutes, so we'll wait for that news. But I do like these generated equal highs or relative to equal highs up here. Generated buy side liquidity. And I still like those equal highs on the hourly going into that daily SIBI up above. I would like to see us try to trade up to that level. I don't want to see a range like yesterday, but I mean, obviously we're setting up for a range right now, like Shosky said. So we'll have to see if this news is going to get us out of a range, if we're actually going to start to expand a little bit. And if that's the case, look for a nice little setup. I still like both of those entries we took, though. I still really like both of those entries. I think they're both solid levels. So now we're trading into that 1 minute inverse. We got 1 minute until news comes out. How many people were able to take profit on this first entry that we hit about 121 ticks on? Sweet. Okay. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, awesome. Well, it sounds like everybody, or pretty much everybody, took profit on that trade. Up around 100, over 100 ticks. Love to see it. Yeah, that one I really thought we were going to push through at that point because we were looking very strong. We had that opening range candle. Looked great, but we just couldn't make that push through with that unicorn, especially with news coming out. Looks like we wanted to kind of range. All right, so news is coming out now. We're bouncing off that inverse. Let's see if it's going to give us something good here. Still want to see the longs right now. I still want to see these longs really step in. We did fail to displace on the hourly. Yeah, I know TopStep has been having a lot of latency with their responses on customer service stuff. Well, I hit them up. I've had that TopStep X account I told you guys about. Like, I've had it for a long time, and I've like traded it only a few times. And I went to go look at it just to see if I could trade it again, and it was just gone. The account was just gone, and it was well into profit. I just got like a 50K account on TopStep X. I had it like $1,500 in profit, and it was just gone. And I emailed them about it like almost a week ago now, and I still haven't gotten a response, and it's still not there. I'm like, that's weird. I know when they had that problem, they had a lot of, tickets. No, I opened up a TopStep X account a while ago, and I've only literally traded it maybe 2 to 3 times. No, I never passed it, but I had it like $1,500 up on the evaluation. I've actually met the owner of TopStep, Michael Paddock. Hung out with him a little bit out in Vegas. And yeah, I mean, he seemed like a pretty cool guy. But, every prop firm seems to have its own issues. And then, but then all that stuff happened, and I kind of lost respect for him. Yeah, I mean, I still will say that they're probably the best prop firm out there right now. But, yeah, weird. Not very professional. Not very professional. Yeah, I agree. Give him his account back. No, he definitely doesn't know how to trade. That's for sure. But that's why he started a prop firm, I guess. That's what he told me. He said, I was really bad at trading, so I just started a prop firm. I was like, well, respect, I guess. All right, so we're falling. We're starting to displace. We're back into that 1 minute bullish order block here, but we did displace on the 1 minute there to the downside. 5 minutes really pushing. Let's see. Let's look at that news. So it looks like the news came out a little bit negative there, so we're seeing us start to fall. We're right around VWAP. We might see some SMT at the lows, and if we're going to be ranging, we could still look to long back up to the top of the range. But we'll see. Right now we're getting a lot of displacement to the downside. We might go target some sell side liquidity here. Got to see what we do at VWAP. If we're going to displace this 1 minute bullish order block and we close below VWAP, I'd start looking for shorts. But if we're going to stay above this level and respect it, I'm still looking for longs here. So now we are into silver bullet. Let's see what we do when we trade into this 1 minute bearish fair value gap right above this order block, possible order block. So there's so much range right now. I don't love the range, but I still think we could find a good setup. All right, but we're not going to force our hand into the market. We're still going to wait for an A+ setup here. Yeah, we do have SMT at the lows here. We do have some big SMT, but we might get some SMT at the highs here right now. So a lot of back and forth here. Our VIX is still very bearish right now. All right, so when we see the VIX being bearish, we'd want to see NQ being bullish. We got SMT at the lows. We are rejecting off this 1 minute OB. I would like to see these longs step in. Again. I really just wanted to see us displace that 1 minute. That 1 minute fair value gap that we're in right now. All right, I'm going to give these longs one more shot. But if we fail to displace, yeah, we're not displacing. We started to reject right as I got my entry there. I just want to see us inverse this 1 minute bearish fair value gap. But we're not inversing it, so I might have to get out of this one kind of quick. Let's see. We're still rejecting that. I expected us to go up and inverse that 1 minute. We got SMT at the lows. We're bouncing off the order block. We came down and grabbed sell side. Let's see if we can bounce from here. I'm going to put my stop loss down below that previous candle low at 19,973. Around 19,973. Okay, that's a good push. We're starting to inverse that 1 minute. I want to see us really come up for the highs up here. Here's the issue. We do have a 1 minute bearish order block up here. We've got a 5 minute bearish order block, and we did displace it. So we got to be careful at this point. This one, if we start to drop super aggressive from this level, that's when I would just have to sell, just because we still have all this resistance up here. So far, pretty good entry, though. We have almost 200 ticks up to those equal highs up top. So I will set a limit order up at those equal highs. First TP at 200 ticks, not too bad. That gives us like a, what is that, a 3.5 RR. So again, very nice entry. I'm going to monitor this trade very closely. You can take another TP if you want here. We just hit over 100 ticks again. So guys, I'm not going to be dumb this time. I'll take a TP up here. All right, so I sold a contract. I'm going to get rid of that limit order because I'm going to let this one run. So I just sold for first TP. I'm not going to be dumb this time. I'm not going to be dumb. I'm going to move my stop to break even. Just above break even. Make sure it's the right amount of contracts here. That was a nice little push, though. We got a perfect entry on that one. Where is my... that's weird. Okay, so I'm just going to put my stop loss here. All right, so I'm still holding. So great trade so far. We've made our losses back either way. Even if I get stopped out of break even here, I still would have made my losses back because we took first TP at like 140 ticks. So this one I'll keep holding through the highs for now. Maybe I'll add into another con if we trade down into this fair value gap. And if we reject, I'll add into another con here. Like that. I'm going to add in. So now my entry moves way up, which I'm okay with risking that because either way I made back my losses there. Either way I've made back my losses, so I don't care about that risk. Okay, so that's a nice ad right there. That's a very nice ad so far. But again, we are into that unicorn again, so we could see a strong rejection here. So we'll see. But even if this one comes and stops me out at break even, I'll still be above break even on the day, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I want to get some more reward out of this one. So I'll look to hold this one through up to these relatively equal highs. And if we can't push through, then that's okay. We still caught a nice trade there. We still caught another really nice trade. And now I'll be, right back into the green. So I'm okay with that. So we're coming back down hard. I thought that was a pretty nice ad, but again, we're starting to drop again from that level. Let's see if we can reject one more time here, or if we're going to try to push right through our stop. And that one I wasn't ready to add into a full, because right when we got into our entry is when we just started to explode. So at that point it was too late for me to add into a full position, which I'm okay with. It is what it is. All right, we rejected off that level again. I love that. Love that rejection there. Let's see if we can push up to these highs. Again, I'll probably take another TP up here at these highs. I'll probably sell another one if we can reach these equal highs up top. So we're still in it. We're still in it. Let's see if we can push through these highs now. We've had some great entries today. We've had only one entry that wasn't amazing. There we go. Let's see if we can push up for these equal highs. I'll set another limit order up here. Another limit order up here at these equal highs. So from our original entry, about 195 ticks. Original entry, 195 ticks. From our new entry, though, looks like it's about 143 ticks, so not too bad. Let's see if we can reach that next high, grab another TP. Grab another TP up at that high. And obviously when we take out that TP again, our entry is going to move up. But this is such a strong level of resistance, guys. If you want to just take your profit, you can take your profit. I might even think about just selling everything. It's a little too late for that. It's a little too late for that now, for me personally. Just because we've dropped so much, I'm not going to miss out on that reward. So we'll see how this one goes. We're really rejecting off that 15-minute right now, as we've done every time we've traded into it. But I do like that our 5-minute displaced our previous 5-minute order block right there. That is a good thing. I just don't like this rejection we're seeing off the unicorn. Great entries today, though. I mean, 2 great entries. One was not a great entry, but we just barely missed the timing on that other entry. So we don't really have any support down here besides this 1-minute fair value gap. That's the only level we could bounce off of again. I don't like it because we don't have any order blocks or anything down here. It would be nice if we had like a 1-minute order block right here that we could reject off of, but it looks like we're going to try to push through here. So I'm expecting to get stopped right now. We'll see. We'll see if I get stopped out here. I wouldn't be surprised if it did come down and stop me out, just because we are right in the middle of that fair value gap. And since we are rejecting off that 15 minutes, since we did grab buy side liquidity, but I'd really want to see us come up and grab that buy side up top. That was my initial target, like we talked about, was that those relatively equal highs up top. So I'm still holding, We'll see if it comes down and stops me out. We're very close to grabbing my stop here. Oh, man. That one was within the tick. Here we go. All right, so it got me there. Looks like I got some slippage on that. That's okay, though. That's okay. So I'm right around break even, which I said I'm okay with being right back at break even. Great trade right there. Really solid entry again. Really solid entry. From our original entry, that's 172 ticks. Fantastic. Fantastic entry. So we're really just ranging right now. So we can keep trying to trade this range. Again, I'm not going to overtrade. I won't overtrade, but I'm still liking what I'm seeing in these longs. We just need to see us push through because that 15-minute is holding so strong right now. I at least wanted to see us trade above that opening range. There we go, guys. Let's go. We're eating 2 days in a row. 2 days in a row. Obviously, I don't have the profit like I did yesterday, but we are eating. Great start to our week so far. Great start to our week. We see our setup, we take it. See our setup, and we hop in. So, for me, I mean, I could be technically 2 for 3 on the day. I didn't take TP on that first trade, and then I lost that second trade, and then I did take TP here, but ended up getting stopped at break even there. 2 days from getting my first payout. Let's go, Glenn Major. Come on. Keep up that discipline. Keep up that discipline. So like I said, either way, even if I would have held my original entry, I would have gotten stopped out there at break even anyways. So that's why I was willing to add into another contract. Even if my entry moved up, I was okay with that because the potential was still there to go up and grab, you know, that next level. But we are still sitting in this range right now. There we go. We'll keep that mental focus, man. That's awesome. So, I mean, we can see on the 5-minute this range is pretty nasty, but we still are respecting that 5-minute bullish imbalance. I still want to see these long step in overall. We trade into a small 15-minute fair value gap back into this 15-minute bullish order block. I still think these longs are going to step in. As we can see right now, they're trying to go back again. Again, I wanted to wait until we traded into this order block again to get another reentry. Since we didn't do that, I wasn't looking for another reentry right there. But now what we can look for, let's say we come up and we actually just take out these highs and we take out that opening range highs, we could look for another short. We can see up here we got a ton of SMT divergence at the highs, which is another reason that, you know, could be holding us down right now on NQ. But I still want to see us go grab those highs. See if we're going to either break out of the range or come grab the highs and then come right back down, and we can maybe catch a short right back down to the bottom of the range. So it's all about trading this range right now. We're not seeing any breakout moves. It's a lot like yesterday. But I will say yesterday offered us a little bit more reward, but today's offered some pretty good reward either way. Pretty good reward. It's a pretty great start to our trading week. Yeah, I'm starting to get sentimental. My last trading week in California for a long time. Until I come visit in like a month. So I guess it's not that long. So how many people here are into the profit right now? How many people are in profit? How many people are feeling the green? Are seeing green? Yeah, Omar, I'm moving up to Utah this weekend. Green, 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 green. We only see green. Let's go. Yeah, don't let that greed set in. Green turns to greed. Don't let the greed step in. Fight against it. Fight against that feeling. Boys and girls. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, guys. That's what I'm talking about. 2 days of getting in that entry early. I mean, you know, we've taken 3 trades already, which for me is kind of a lot, but I'd say all of our entries were solid. Even our second entry that we lost on, I still like that entry. And we can see we eventually pushed back up again. We could have caught around 100 ticks on that one. So I still like that entry. In hindsight, yeah, I would have loved to have taken profit up here. But I really expected us to try to push through that high. So, you know, it is what it is. So these longs still look very good. We're trading right back into that breaker, into that unicorn again. 5 minute, the 5 minute looks pretty ugly. I'll be honest, the 5 minute looks pretty ugly. 15 minute looks a little bit better. We have this small 15 minute fair value gap and then a 15 minute bullish order block that we bounced off of. That's when we got our second entry or our third entry. I still think these longs are going to come step in and try to take out those highs and go for yesterday's high as well, because we still have a daily SMT divergence right now. ES took out yesterday's high this morning. NQ still hasn't taken it out. It's up here. So I still think we're going to target yesterday's high. The VIX is still very bearish right now, so I'd like to see these longs. But obviously you're not going to see me get an entry in the longs while we're up here. The only time I'll get an entry in the longs anywhere up here is if we're pushing through the highs with displacement and we show that we're going to grab those equal highs on the hourly. But right now we're really just ranging. Now we've created a 1 minute bullish order block here. I would really recommend you guys go watch that video I just put out, guys. Video 5 of my course. It's all about order flow. And I think it's very beneficial for being able to trade trends. I would definitely recommend you go check that video out. It's just all about using order blocks and reading order flow. And it's this exact thing right here. We wait for that 1 minute order block to form, price trades back into it, and you long. Obviously, I don't want to get in the longs while we're all the way up at the top of the range when we've rejected off this 15 minute like 4 times already. That's different. But we can still tape read and see how is order flow working. Are we using these order blocks as support that are going to keep pushing us up to the highs? Or are we going to start to reverse and see the opposite? I really think we're going for those highs now. Looks like we're going to take them out. Like I said, I would have gotten a re-entry if we traded into this 1 minute OB. If we traded back into this one and rejected, I would have looked for a re-entry. We never did, and we displaced the 1 minute bullish for value gap, so I wasn't really looking to get a re-entry there. But now we can see, boom, we just took out those highs. That was our TP level we were looking for. Now we're finally above the opening range. Now we're going for yesterday's high, more liquidity. 15 minutes still has like 9 minutes left. But if we see this 15-minute close above these highs and close above the breaker or close above this unicorn, then I'm looking to long this thing all the way up to our equal highs on the 1 hour. If we start to see a rejection here, I might look for shorts. So we displaced on the 1 minute. Looks like these longs want to keep stepping in. We just took out yesterday's high. So our long bias so far has been pretty on point. Just my long bias is long until we reach up into this daily bearish for value gap. Then that's when it reverts right back to short bias. Hey, there we go, Kia Trades. That's what I'm talking about. Look at this. We had an hourly bullish order block. We trade into it. We bounce. Another confirmation there. We had a 30-minute bullish order block. We trade into it. We bounce. We had a 15-minute bullish order block. We trade into it. We bounce. So a lot of levels telling us long. So we still have about 7 minutes left on this 15-minute candle. I really want to wait and see if we're going to reject this level, if we're going to keep pushing through. And at this point, it's really just waiting to see, are we respecting our bullish levels or are we respecting our bearish levels? We've got a 1 minute bullish fair value gap down here. Let's see if we reject that level. We could still see these longs step in here. But if we start to move right through this level, I would start looking for shorts to take us right back down to the lows. But we're finally breaking out of that range. So I might, really look for longs here again. So we're closing soon. I really want to see how this 15-minute candle closes. We did just take out yesterday's high, so we could see some pullback. We could see some pullback here. Let's see how this 5-minute candle closes. Okay, if we displace this 1 minute bullish fair value gap, we start to head down aggressively. I think these shorts will come down and back to the bottom of the range. But if we respect this 1 minute and let's say this 5-minute closes above, I think the longs will keep stepping in. But right now it looks like these shorts want to step in here. Let's see how we close on this 1 minute. Yep, shorts look like they want to step in now. Oh, guys, I got an entry, but I got filled so low on that. Jeez, okay. I don't like that very much. I was trying to get filled all the way up here once we displaced that 1 minute, and I got filled all the way down here somehow. So I might have to get out of this one right now. That was ridiculous. I might have to just sell here. If this candle turns green at all, I'll just sell. If we keep going down, that's fine, but I don't like that I got filled so low on that. That was kind of ridiculous. I really wanted to get my entry right as we closed below. I tried to get it up here, and it filled me all the way down there. So that's not good. So I might have to sell this one and look for a re-entry. That was kind of a ridiculous fill right there. A lot of slippage on that. All right, so I'm still holding it right now, and I need to put a stop loss now. Pretty much I'm just holding it to, I'll sell if we go above that high. I don't like not having a stop loss in right now. So I'm going to put my stop just above that high, which honestly is not the best level to have a stop because that's right where our fair value gap is. So I might just have to, this is a tough one here. This is a tough one. If we don't reject right off this fair value gap, all right, I'm just going to get out. I'm just going to get out and I'm going to look for a re-entry. That was kind of a ridiculous fill right there. I don't know why that happened. I clicked sell right here, ended up getting filled all the way down here. So that was weird. Either way, I mean, we're pumping now, so that's okay. But when we rejected, and look how this 5-minute closed. Look how that 5-minute closed there. Seeing us trade above the opening range and rejecting off a 15-minute, made me want to start looking for shorts. But we bounced off that 1 minute bullish order block there. Okay, so I'll wait a little bit for a re-entry. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you're not going to get filled where you want to. That one was pretty bad, though. That one was pretty bad. All right, so I'll be a little bit more patient now. A little bit more patient here. Guys, if you are well into the green, don't give away those profits. All right, like I said, I was right around break even on the day, so I'm okay with still risking. I'm still trying to make a few more trades. But don't go giving back your profits just because you want to keep trading, just because you let that greed step in. Our 15-minute candle closes in 2 minutes. This will be key to see how this 15-minute candle closes. Are we going to close with displacement above? Are we going to close above that unicorn? Right now, it looks like we're going to get rejection. So again, we're kind of battling between levels. We're fighting between bullish order block, bearish unicorn. Bullish structure, but bearish resistance here. So we close in about, on this 15-minute candle, we close in about 1 minute and 10 seconds. So structure is still bullish right now. I obviously didn't wait for a break of structure for these shorts. I really wanted to see if they were going to step in. They did not want to, so. All right, now we've displaced that 1 minute. So less than a minute now. Let's see how we close here. So, you know, we displaced a 1 minute bearish for value gap, and then we drop right back down after that. 5 minute looking a little bit bearish. 15-minute looks like it wants to close below. That would tell me short. Creating a 1 minute bearish order block up here. We can tap into that level. I would look to short this. All right, so it looks like the 15-minute closed all the way down here, no displacement. We trade above our opening range. Looks like these shorts want to start stepping in here. Let's see if we can start to trade up a little bit into that 1 minute bearish order block. I'll look for shorts. I do think these shorts are going to start stepping in now. I just don't want to get filled too low. Again, I don't want to get filled low. I'd rather get an entry up here at this order block. Keep my stop above. But I do think these shorts are going to try to step in here, come back down, take out the lows. So if you wanted to be aggressive, you could get that entry. I wasn't going to get that entry and ended up getting filled super low again on that. But, I mean, we can see the shorts coming right back down. Right, just like I called out. Called out these shorts from the start. All right, it makes perfect sense. We created that opening range candle. We traded above. We bounced off our unicorn again. We took out yesterday's high, right? So you could expect a little bit of pullback. I'm not saying the shorts are going to drop and end up coming all the way down here, but I did expect a little bit of pullback after taking out yesterday's high and off that breaker, especially in a range, to take us right back down and grab some sell side liquidity. So we at least grab that one level of sell side. We're not tapping into that 1 minute bearish order block up top. I wanted to see us tap into that level and reject off that level for another short. Yeah, I mean, we still look pretty bearish here. Overall, still bullish, like I said, but I wanted to see us get some pullback here and come grab some sell side. We're still inside of that 1 minute bullish order block here that we've been rejecting off of. But now we've created a lower high, lower low, lower low. All right, so I'll wait for another setup here. Really just looking for one more good setup. One more good setup, and I'll call it a day. This 1 minute OB has acted as a lot of support so far today. So I could see us trading down into that 1 minute OB, grabbing this one more sell side level, and then pumping again. We still have not displaced this 1 minute bullish order block yet. Let's see if we displace it here. Create another bearish order block for us to look for a possible short off of. Still haven't displaced. We did create a bearish order block here. But here's the issue now is, yeah, if we wanted to short, we're already near the bottom of the range again. We don't have a ton of reward back down, so I don't love shorting from this level right here. I don't love shorting. I mean, so far today, we've had every single analysis on point. Every single trade we've got into. The only 2 losses I've taken were just because of the timing on it. And this one, obviously, because I got filled very low. And this one, the timing. Right, we got into longs here, ended up getting stopped, and then the longs came in. So, I mean, today is all just about scalping. It's all just about taking profit when it's there. We're obviously in a range. But now I want to be a little bit extra patient here. Just because we are bouncing off of so many different levels. Ultimately, still want to see the long step in, and I want to see them come up and finally displace this breaker up here. So that's ultimately what I want to see happen. I like that we came down and grabbed sell side. We're still rejecting off that 1 minute bullish order block. But I'm not ready to get in another entry just yet. Yeah, I mean, this is the type of market that you can really scalp. I would say it's not the hardest thing to scalp. Right now, it's not as high probability with our price action right here. I'd want to wait for it to get a little bit more high probability for our setups. Looks like we're going to displace this bearish order block, and no, never mind, we're trading right back down. Still respecting the bearish order block here. So I don't like taking any position just yet. Not at this level. Not when we're sitting right in the middle of the range. I'd want to see us come back down to the bottom or come back up to the top. If we come back down to the bottom, I'll look to long from this order block again. So I really did like the shorts from up here. Would have been nice if I got a better entry. Might have gotten stopped out, might have anyways because of how high we did move up, but still had the right idea there. And I'll talk about it one more time. We came up into our bearish unicorn. We took out our opening range candle. We took out yesterday's high. So when we take out an external high, we take out our opening range candle, we're always expecting some kind of pullback. Always expecting some kind of pullback after that happens, especially when they both happen at the same time. When we've seen rejection off this level so many times, we're expecting it to keep happening. So that's why I wanted to short from here. And we're ranging, so that's just another reason. So now we're coming back down. Let's see if we want to tap into that, take out that sell side and tap into that 1 minute order block again. Maybe give us one more long opportunity here. So we're really pushing down now. Let's see if we get any rejection off this OB. I don't like how aggressive that bearish candle is. But we can see if we get rejection here. Do we get SMT? No SMT right now at the lows. So I don't like longing just yet. Not after that aggressive down close candle. Not ready to jump into the longs. But I would be looking for longs from this point again, because what have we seen the entire day? We've traded into this once, twice we've rejected. Looks like we're already rejecting off that level again. So yet again, the 15-minute is bouncing. The 5-minute is bouncing off that level. The 1 minute, it's happening every single time. Doesn't mean I was ready to just jump into an entry there, though. I wanted to see a little bit more, maybe form more of a swing low down here like we did over here, and then start to pump. I would have had a little more conviction in longing that. Here's the issue. Like, I could get a long entry from here, but we're not going to have a good level for our stop loss. I don't want to do that. So no good level for me to jump back in right now. That's okay. I'd rather wait for a good level. I don't want to chase. Do not want to chase this right now. And we can just look at the 15-minute. Every time we've rejected this level, we still have that 5-minute bullish fair value gap. We have that 1 minute bullish order block here. Oh, I just bounced off that 1 minute bearish fair value gap. If we can bounce from this level again, I will still look long. I like these longs one more time here. And right when I get in, we reject. So I got in half a lot entry again. And we did reject right as I got my entry. There we go. It's a little bit better. I'm going to put my stop at 19,976. So another just half a lot entry for now. This is where exactly where I talked about where I'd want a long from. So now we just need to see us inverse that 1 minute fair value gap here. If we can't inverse that 1 minute fair value gap, might want to get out. There we go. So we inversed. No, we still closed inside. We still closed inside, but that's some nice momentum there. So this one I would just be looking to catch right back up to the highs, all the way back up to the top of the range overall. But if we see too much rejection here, I'll probably just, cut my loss early. Minimal risk. Just because we saw such a strong move down. And because we still have bearish structure here on the 1 minute, we've created lower lows, lower highs. We haven't waited for a break of structure back to the upside. You know what? I'm going to add into a full here. I'm going to add into a full. I'm liking it. I'm liking this momentum we're seeing. I'm going to move my stop up. Now that my entry moved up, there we go. I'm going to move my stop up to 19,8175. There we go. Okay, so we already hit 62 ticks. I'd like to see us come up to this high. We did reject off this OB a few times already, so I don't like that. I didn't even have time to take a TP. Again, if we start pushing down super aggressively, I'm just going to have to cut this one early and sell. I mean, that would have been nice to just catch a quick scalp at 60 ticks, but I wasn't even ready to sell at that point. So let's see if we can push. Like I said, guys, today is just a scalping day for me. It's just a scalping day. So I'll just set my limit order there, but if we start to drop down really aggressively, I'm just going to get out of this position. Man, we're really coming down now. So if we can't reject this 1 minute OB again, we create another 1 minute OB. If we reject it, I'll still stay in this position. Just don't want to see us come down too aggressively. So I'm still holding right now. Might have to sell this one though, if we can't reject this 1 minute bullish order block here. So that one really came back down on us. Still holding it. I've got my mouse right over the sell button though. Alright, I'm just getting out of this, guys. I'm cutting this one early. I don't like what I'm seeing here. I don't like what I'm seeing here. If anything, I'd get a re-entry. I just don't like... We had that initial pump. We inversed a bearish for value gap. I really liked that entry. And then we just came right back down. So I'm not going to let that one go hit my full stop. I'd rather de-risk there. Cut my risk early. Seeing this bearish momentum, seeing us create another lower high, doesn't make me want to stay in the longs after that. Doesn't make me want to stay in the longs. Looks like these shorts are really trying to step in now. We just closed on the 15-minute. Technically still closed inside of that 15-minute bullish for value gap. So I still don't expect these shorts to really come down super far. Right now it looks like they want to, but I would just expect us to come grab some sell side and then come right back up. ES is now testing VWAP. Again, another entry. I still really liked that entry, guys. I still really liked that entry. You know, we hit 60 ticks, but I wanted to hold. And even if I wanted to sell, I didn't have time to sell. But we keep creating this bearish structure. We do have this 1 minute busy down here. We're technically still closed inside of that bullish order block. We've grabbed all that sell side. Let's see here. We do have SMT divergence down here at the lows. I just don't like how aggressive we're moving down right here. But we are at the bottom of the range. So this is where I would want to see us move back up, and if we don't move back up from here, then we might actually go target some of these sell side levels down here, like this low and this low. This is where I would have to see us reject for the longs to step back in, but after seeing all this, again, we wouldn't really be able to wait for a break of structure for the longs. It would have to be based off of these support levels. Well, we're trading into a bearish for value gap, and we bounced off the bearish for value gap. So these shorts are really stepping in now. Shorts are really stepping in. So I'll be patient. But I still really like that long entry from here. We bounced off the 1 minute order block again. We got momentum. We were really pushing. We were at the bottom of the range, right? All those things that we've seen all day. So I still like that. I don't know. I don't want to see us go to Asia low. I don't think we're going to. I mean, with this momentum, if we start to close below this 1 minute busy, then we will go for Asia low. Asia low already got taken out previously. But if we keep this bearish momentum, yeah, we'll go take that out. I don't want to see that happen, though. I want to see it start to pump from here. But, I mean, all the momentum right now is to the short side. It's in the shorts, so I'm not going to trade against momentum right now until I start to see us reversing. We'll see if we displace this 1 minute bullish for value gap. So far, we've rejected it a few times. We have a 5 minute bullish for value gap down here as well that we're traded into. 15 minute bullish for value gap down here that we're trading into. We're at the bottom of this range. Today's been a ranging day, so after taking sell side, I would expect us to pump right back up to grab buy side. But right now, I'm not going to fight against the trend. I'm going to wait. I mean, if we see this 5 minute close below the fair value gap here, and then the 1 minute close below the fair value gap, yeah, I think the shorts will really step in. Maybe even all the way down to London low. Let's see, we have that fair value gap here. 5 minute. So we're still rejecting that level. So we still closed inside the 5 minute. We closed just below the 1 minute there, but still strong. Still closed down here, not disrespecting any of those levels. I would like to see these longs start stepping back in here. I just don't like that we're below VWAP. I don't like that we've created such a strong downtrend. Yeah, we've taken a few trades. Most people on the day are pretty green. I'd say pretty much everybody is pretty green. There might be a few people that are not. But we've taken a few. Took longs here, about 120 ticks. I never took TP. A lot of people did. I got stopped at break even. We tried another long here, got stopped with half a lot. And then we took another long. Was it here or here? I think it was here. Grabbed first TP. Got stopped at break even. So this is honestly probably the most trades I've taken in a while in one session. I'm okay with it because we're still managing our risk pretty well, and there has been opportunity. So typically I don't like to take as many trades as I've taken on a normal day. But again, we're not over leveraging. You know, I'm okay with that. As long as you guys aren't over leveraging and over trading your accounts, I think it's okay. But yeah, I mean, if we drop and if we displace these lows here, then yes, London low would be that target that price would go to. Maybe trade into that 4-hour busy down below. Like we did yesterday. Yeah, I mean, another strong rejection off that level up top. I was not expecting us to drop this far. I knew we'd come back down to the bottom of the range, but I thought we would bounce again off that OB like we did again, and we didn't. So now we just have to adjust. We're almost at the close of the next hour. We're still in this hourly bullish imbalance here. Still haven't displaced that. Hourly bullish order block down here. So we still got these levels that we could bounce from. And I still expect us to bounce. I don't want to see this as a real move down. I want to see this as just a liquidity grab, a run on liquidity down here. We got more SMT divergence here. NQ just swept the low. ES didn't sweep that low. So I'd like to see these longs start stepping in again pretty soon. But like I said, I'm not going to try to guess the bottom, right? I'm not just going to try to long. I just need to see some confirmation. Need to see that confirmation, guys. So I'd say on a typical day, I take about 2 to 3 trades. Typical day is about 2 to 3 trades. Today has been more than that. What have we taken, like 4? But the reason to have that rule for only a few trades a day, which I will really stick to it for the most part, and the reason in general to have is so that you're not over trading, so that you're not over leveraging. But for me, if I've taken a few trades and I still feel confident in my setups, I still have conviction, and I'm still around break even, or I haven't hit my loss limit, I haven't hit my profit goal, I'm okay with taking a few more trades as long as they're good setups. Doesn't mean I'm just going to force entries. But if I see good setups, I'm still going to try it out. But if the setups aren't there, then yeah, I'll call it a day. I'm not going to keep trading. So it's based on how our market's looking. There we go, Omar. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. So this is the point I would really want to see the long step in. We're in the 5 minute. We're bouncing off a 5 minute bullish for value gap. We're bouncing off this order block on a few different time frames. But we still have all the momentum and the structure to the downside right now. And now we've created this 5 minute bearish for value gap up here. But everything still tells me that we're going to try to push right back up to the top of our range. This is pretty much exactly what we did yesterday, guys. It's very similar. Very similar to what we did yesterday. We came down after longing up to that level. We shorted all the way down, and then we ended up going right back up for the highs. So it's pretty similar. We haven't dropped as far as yesterday. Okay, so we're starting to get a little bit more green candles here, a little bit more bullish momentum. We got to see how we react off this 5 minute bearish for value gap here, though. If we reject this 5 minutes super hard, then yeah, I think shorts would step in and come down and target the lows. But if we push right through this level, then the longs are definitely going to step back in up to the highs. So this 5 minutes very key. Very key level here. A little bit of SMT. SMT all over the place today. Okay, we're already rejecting that 5 minute just off of that first entry. I mean, my bias is still long. That's why I don't really want to take these shorts. My overall bias is still long. But it looks like we want to stay below right now. We have 3 minutes left till this hourly candle closes. We're still respecting that hourly bullish imbalance here. We've just been sitting in this bullish, in this level on the hourly for a while. Like we talked about this morning, we expected another range day. Maybe a little bit more movement because of that news, but still expected it to range. All right, I want to see these longs step in here. I want to see us try to inverse this 5 minute. Yeah, I'm liking these longs more and more. Let's see if we can push past VWAP. ES is already trying to push past VWAP. This is what I want to see, though. I do think we're going to try to inverse that 5 minute. Let's see if we can or if we're going to reject it. Got 2 minutes left for this hourly candle to close. You guys know I don't love getting in a trade right when that hourly candle closes because of that manipulation we see a lot of the time. But these longs are starting to look pretty good. See if we want to create a little bullish fair value gap here. Nope. We do not. A small one down here. So just over a minute for this hourly candle to close. Really want to see if these longs are going to step in, or if we're going to reject off this 5-minute SIBI, off of VWAP. If we reject super hard off of this level, then I would look to short, but I still don't love shorting from here. And just look at how much this hourly has pulled back since trading back into that fair value gap. It's pulled back all the way up to here. So about to close here. 15-minute bouncing from a 15-minute bullish fair value gap. It's really just 5-minute. The 5 minutes what's holding me back from wanting to long right now. And obviously VWAP. The VIX is pulling back. All right, so closed on the hourly now. So I would like to see the hourly. I'd like to see the hourly form a wick to the downside and start to pump. Let me create this 1-minute order block, use that as support. Close above VWAP, start looking for longs. That's what I would like to see. Would really like to see these longs here. Let's create this bullish order block. That'd be a nice level to long from, right above VWAP. Keep our stop below. If we can retest this level, I will look to long this. Now we closed above VWAP. This is exactly what I want to see. Might have to sell right when we enter that OB again, though. Right at the bottom of that OB if we get this entry we want. If we can trade into this, back into this level, I would love to see the long step in here. Right, just like I said, I wanted to see us long from this exact level down at the 5-minute fair value gap, 15-minute fair value gap, hourly fair value gap. Especially if we inverse this 5-minute here. I really think those longs will step in. So again, you could get an aggressive entry in the longs if you wanted from here, but that's obviously not the best entry. It's kind of high. I wouldn't want to take that entry myself. I would rather wait for us to try to retest or test that order block, or maybe come down to this 1-minute fair value gap right here that we just formed. Right above VWAP would be a really nice level for a long. Because we could still keep our stop all the way down near these lows below VWAP. The reward is there. I like the 2-minute, just inverse that 2-minute fair value gap. All right, let's see a rejection from this level for some longs here. Let's see a rejection here. Okay, nice rejection. I'm going to try out an entry. Got a little bit high of an entry. And obviously not waiting for this candle to turn green. A little bit more aggressive. I don't like how high that entry was, but we rejected off that 1-minute fair value gap there. We're trading up. So let's see. I'm going to put my stop loss down below. I wanted to have my stop loss a little bit lower. So 19,971 will have to be my stop here. There we go. I'm going to add into a full here. I like this setup now. I just added into a full.
I'll move my stop loss up a little bit now. I'll move my stop just below VWAP. We're still rejecting. I'll put my stop just below VWAP at like 19,97425. So I want to see us push up into this 1 minute. Man, I really like that entry into a full. We're still rejecting here. So ideally, yeah, I would have had my stop a little bit lower, or my entry a little bit lower. But I still like that rejection. I wanted to see us reject before I got an entry. So that's okay. I would like to see us come up and take out this high. Up here. So first TP around 9,900 ticks. Around 20,975. Maybe a little bit higher, about 20,1050 will be my first TP. It seems like every time I've set a limit order today, the price is reversed on me right when I set that limit order. When I don't have a limit order, price is moving up towards our goal. And then right when I set it, price reverses. We've got this 5 minutes about to close. This is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see us inverse this 5 minute. So it still looks good. Still looks really good. We inverse that 5 minute completely. Now I just want to see us pump. There's potential we trade back into that inverse, which ideally I'd have my stop lower, but I'm not going to have that wide of a stop with my full position here. So I'm looking for about a 99 tick first TP. If we start to pump really aggressively and we stall, you will see me just take a TP and move my stop to break even. Just because we're stalling so much right now, guys. So much. We're chopping. So we're just waiting for that next move. And that's not what I love. I don't love getting an entry and then seeing us start to chop like this, because we had all the momentum going in our favor. We rejected off the level we wanted to see us reject off of, and then right as we got our entry is when we started to chop. So it's not really ideal. Not really ideal, but I still like these longs overall. I still like the setup. I still think it's a good setup. Although the entry is higher than we wanted, I still, wanted to wait for that rejection, so I'm okay with it. We're in this 15-minute imbalance right here. We're going to have to inverse this 15-minute. So we've got some ground to cover here. We need to see some momentum. This might be one of those ones I move my stop to break even pretty quick if we can get that initial pump. If we can get that initial pump past these highs, I would probably move my stop to break even a little bit quicker. We just can't seem to inverse this 15-minute right now. We inversed the 5-minute, which was step number 1. That was the first thing we needed to see. Now we need to see us inverse this 15-minute, start to really push through. We already inversed this 1 minute fair value gap here. All right, so, we've almost hit like, let's see, we just hit like 30 ticks, I think. We just hit 43. There we go. Okay. So at this point, this is probably when I would start thinking about moving my stop to break even. I'm not going to do it yet. But you could also take a 1-to-1 TP here. We just hit a 1-to-1. If I sold everything right now, I would be right back at break even. But I want to hold this one through. There we go. All right, we just hit 66 ticks there. Again, another good first TP would be right when we enter this order block, because we did reject it pretty hard last time. It's like 73 ticks. I'm okay with holding this one right now. You can move that stop to break even if you want to. We are still rejecting this level. But I'm liking the momentum. I'm liking our entry. Now we just need to see some follow through. So my hard limit order is up at 20,010.50. My psychological level is right now. If we reject off this level super hard, I will just take a TP and move my stop to break even. But I'm liking this right now. We're getting close to our first TP here. We're almost at 100 ticks, which is about a 1-to-2, over a 1-to-2 for us right now. But if we reject this level again, I'll just sell for a TP and I'll move my stop to break even. So we're rejecting. I'm just going to take a TP, guys. I don't really care. I'm moving my stop to break even. I don't like us rejecting that level. So I'm just going to secure some profit. Stop is now at break even. Again, if we would have kept pushing, yeah, I'd hold. But seeing us reject that level again, I'm just going to take a TP. I know it's not a 1 to 2, but I'd rather secure profit on a trade like that just because of the way the market's been moving today. We want to secure profit when it's there. And if this one explodes, then we're still going to catch, good profit even with, half a position in right now. Because this one could keep going, and we could go all the way back to the highs. So I'm okay with leaving it. We're obviously rejecting that order block again. We've seen us reject that order block multiple times. But if we can start to push through and we can inverse this 15-minute, I think this one will keep pumping all the way to the highs. So far, I really like this trade. So we're almost at that TP level we talked about that I had originally. There we go. So now I'm going to move my stop into profit. So that would have been that first TP level. I'm fine that we took our TP. That's cool. Now my stop is in profit at 19,992.25. And I'm going to keep letting these contracts run. And what I'd look to do is take another TP probably up around these highs up here, or maybe hold up to the highs up here, depending on how much momentum we're moving with. Okay, we're moving pretty nice here, moving pretty nice. There we go. So what I'll start doing, honestly, is I'll keep one stop in profit. Or I'll keep both my stops in profit, but I'm going to split my stop losses up. So I'm going to put one there, just below our previous candle open, and I'm going to keep one down here. So now I'm trailing both stops, splitting them up. This trade has now hit 129 ticks. So now I'd like to hold up to these highs to take a TP up at these highs. Okay, actually, I'm going to sell one here. I'm going to sell one. All right, so I just took another TP. So now I'm just holding one runner here with my stop in profit. And now I'm back in the green. I'm feeling good. Stops in profit. Since we touched back into that 15-minute breaker, I'd rather just secure profit here because we could see another rejection off that level. I mean, another good trade here. If we see another pullback, maybe I'll get into, add into another con again. But either way, we just caught, 146 ticks on this trade so far. And there's potential we go all the way to high a day, which is about 252 ticks from our entry. Which is why I'm going to keep holding this runner, and then I'll keep trailing my stop as we move up. For now, I'll keep it where it's at. So I've sold 75% of my position at this point. I'm keeping one runner, and we'll see how far it wants to go. We've got this 1 minute order block up here. Could be another TP level up at this 1 minute order block. Another very solid trade, though. Another very solid trade. We managed our risk very well. Took TP at pretty solid levels. We were able to hold through this nasty price action, this nasty chop right here, to get a trade like this. So I'll keep holding my stop where it is for now. And I mean, we keep pumping, so there's no reason for me to cut this too early right now. 173 ticks we've hit. This one will probably go to high day, just like we predicted. There we go. So now I'll move my stop loss up again. I'll move my stop loss up to our previous candle low, so 20,012.75. And just like that, guys, just like that, we are in the green. We just hit about 200 ticks, just below 200 ticks. I mean, some of you, if you guys have still been trading, some of you might be well into the green today. So I'd like to take my full TP up at this high. What I'll do, though, is right when we hit that high, I'll trail my stop super close just in case we want to break out and actually go for those equal highs up top. But if we take out that high day right here, then I'll just trail my stop very close. So I'm going to move my stop up again to last candle, previous candle low, previous candle open, 20,022.50. We have now hit over 200 ticks on this trade, 211 ticks. I mean, some of you guys are probably up over 400 ticks right now. For everybody that took profit on our previous trades, you might be up over 400 ticks. That's better than what we were yesterday. We had 350 ticks yesterday. So I'd say another successful day in the books for us. Another successful day for us, guys. 2 days in a row. And even with taking more trades than I normally do, we've managed our risk very good. Very, very good. So we're almost at that full TP level. I'll keep my stop where it's at right now just because we formed a fair value gap right here. We just closed above that order block. We've obviously closed above this order block. So this high up here, this is that full TP level I'm talking about, high of the day. Again, you could take full TP here if you want. You don't have to keep holding. We have hit 224 ticks. Up to that full TP, it's about 248. So another successful day for us today, guys. We're almost at that full TP. So right when we hit that full TP, I'm just going to move my stop up super close. I'm honestly going to do it right now. All right, I'm moving my stop up all the way up. I just moved my stop all the way up to 20,037.25. And I'll keep letting this one run because of how much momentum we're seeing here. We're seeing some momentum, guys. That's 286 ticks right there. So, again, I'm okay with letting this one run just because there's still potential. This is obviously a great full TP. This is a great full TP because we did hit high of the day. We're in that breaker again. We've rejected this level a lot of times. But after seeing this move, we haven't had one down close candle on this move, guys. Not one down close candle. Thank you, thank you. There we go. We keep pumping, we keep pumping. 300 ticks just hit, guys. 309 ticks. So that's 2 days in a row where we have overall, I mean, on one trade we caught 350 yesterday, 300 on this one. Today overall we've caught like, I don't know, 500-600 ticks. Obviously we took some losses here and there. I'm gonna move my stop all the way up now. My stop is now at 20,050. I'm okay if I get stopped there because that's where my full TP level was anyways. So even if I get stopped here, that's cool. That's where I wanted to keep my stop. It's below our previous candle open, which is where I like to keep my stop when I'm letting my runners run. Look at that, guys. We keep going. We keep going. 317 ticks. I mean, ultimately, I do want to see us come all the way up to here, to that level up here. That's those equal highs on the hourly. I don't know if we're going to make it before getting stopped out because that's like 700 ticks away. Obviously, we might not make it that far, but we still have had not one down close candle on this move so far. So there's not a lot stopping us. Think about all the people that were going short right here, guys. Think about all the people that were going short here. We did not care about the shorts because we knew that this was a liquidity grab, or we had a good idea of that. And we were just waiting for the longs. We're in a range, so obviously we're not looking to short at the bottom of the range. We're not looking to long at the top. But right now, I'm letting this one run. This is the most bearish action we've seen on a candle yet. So this might be the point where we come down and stop me out. We'll see. I mean, 300. We've almost hit 350 ticks again. That's 345 ticks on that trade. I still got my stop at 20,050 because either way, it's above where we had that high. And it's still 260 ticks in profit. Hey, that's all right, Joshua. A win is a win. A win is a win. It's okay. Don't let that FOMO kick in. We're gonna have more opportunities like this in the future. Don't worry. Okay, that's our first down close candle. First down close candle of this move. That's kind of wild. And I mean, we pretty much caught this at the perfect time too. We waited for us to inverse that 5 minute. We closed above VWAP. I'd say that was a perfect entry. So now this 1 minute, if we create this 1 minute order block, that would be another support level, and we could put our stop below that order block and keep riding the longs. We're almost at 400 ticks, guys. We just hit 370 ticks. 400 ticks is right here. So I'll move my stop loss up again below this order block. 20,059.25. We're almost at 400 ticks. We're almost at 400 ticks. So now we've got a support level here. If we come back down to that, we could see us bounce from that level. I mean, I don't really see us really stopping here. I mean, just look at that. Look at the 5 minute. The 5 minute is beautiful. Just looks beautiful on the 5 minute. So now we've got our stop just below that order block. I like having it there. My stop is now 295 ticks into profit, so it's cool with me. We hit 399 ticks. Isn't it fun? This is why we let our runners run. This is why we stay patient. We wait for A+ setups. Think about the people, I mean, I'm sure most people that left the session were because they were already in the green and they didn't want to overdo it. But a lot of the time, people will leave because they get impatient, because they don't like taking losses, because they over leveraged, and then they miss out on a trade like this. So if I sold right now, I would be up about $1,700, because obviously I sold most of my position a little bit lower, and I was down about 1,000 before that move. So I mean, yeah, if I sold here, I'd be up 1,700. If I come down to here, I'll probably be up 1,500. No, I won't be looking to take any more trades after this one. I'm good after this. I'm good after this one. That's cool with me. I'll just take my green and I'll walk away. We've taken enough trades now. We got our win. For me, it was basically okay until if I hit my daily loss limit, I'm done. Or if we catch a really nice trade and I get back into the green, I'm done. That's the way I look at it. 2 down close candles. What am I seeing? Down close candles? What is this? All right, we trade into that order block. Look at it, that order block acting as support again. We'll see if this is the point that we're going to come back down. We're starting to actually stall now. This is like the first time we've stalled this whole move, besides when we first got in. I just want to see, psychologically, I want to see us hit that 400 tick mark. I don't know, it just scratches that itch in the brain, seeing us hit 400 ticks instead of 399. 400 just feels better. 400 just feels a lot better. But I'll just keep riding this. I mean, I'll keep moving my stop up. Every time we create a new order block or every time we pump again, I'll just move my stop loss up again. It's like if we create another order block and we pump past these highs, I'll move my stop up to below this order block. I'll just keep riding this until I get stopped or until we hit those equal highs up top, which is kind of asking for a lot because that's like 700 ticks away from our entry. But that is the target that I believe we're going for. It's the target we talked about this morning. So this is the most stalling we've seen. It looks like we'll probably come down and stop me out here now. We'll probably come down and stop me out. Unless we bounce off this order block. But this is the first time we've actually seen a stall on this move. So when you see stalling like that after a move like this, we've taken out a bunch of buy side. Typically we'll see a little bit of pullback. And we're still respecting that order block right now. So I'll keep holding this one. I mean, why not? Why not just keep holding this, honestly? I'm okay with it. My stop is over like 250 ticks in profit. My stop's almost 300 ticks in profit, actually. It's 293 ticks in profit. So it's cool with me. That's what I'm talking about, guys. That is what I'm talking about. What a move today. What a day. Who all caught this with me? Who caught this trade with me? I want to see everybody. Come on, there's got to be more of you that caught that with me. Let's see it. Let's see it. There we go. There we go. Man, beautiful 2 days we've had so far. It feels good after coming out of 2 losing weeks in a row. I haven't had 2 losing weeks in a row in a long time. The past 2 weeks were tough. They were hard to trade. Probably my first 2 losing weeks in a row, and I don't even remember when, maybe since like February. So, it's hard to get your mental state back into a good place after that. And that's why I've talked so much about going on tilt and talked about so much about our psychology and how we just focus on our psychology, and even having 2 losing weeks in a row, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because now, after 2 trades, or after 2 trading days, all right, I'm finally out. I'm finally out, guys. What a trade there. We caught 399 ticks, almost 400. We almost made it to 400. At the top was 399 ticks. Beautiful trade. Beautiful trade. Okay, but I want to point out, in the past 2 days, I erased all of my losses from last week. I still have a little bit of work to go on the losses from the week before that. But I've almost covered our losses from the past 2 weeks and 2 trading days. And that's why I talk about risk management so much, guys. That's why it's important. That's why it is so important for us. All right, Omar, appreciate you. Enjoy that cold plunge, man. But yeah, this is the one thing I'll touch on before we end the session. Is 2 weeks ago, I lost about 2,000. Last week, I was down about around 5,000, I think, 4,000 or 5,000. And now on this week already, I'm up, $4,400. So I haven't made all of my losses back from the past 2 weeks, but I completely erased almost all of last week's loss, and I completely erased, at least the 2 weeks ago, we made those losses back in 2 days, right? In just 2 days. That's what's important about risk management, because we emphasize our risk management so much in this community, where most people in the past 2 weeks probably would have blown so many accounts. They probably would have been down thousands, hundreds, whatever. And now it would be a struggle to make those losses back, because now they would be on a tilt. But we don't do that, right? We focus on keeping our wrists tight. When we hit our loss limit, we're done for the day. And we still had winning days here and there throughout those weeks to kind of balance that out, right? But you can't focus on your losses so much. You got to just put those in the past. You got to learn from them. You got to move on. Last week was terrible price action. It was rough for pretty much every trader I've seen. Didn't do great last week. So I didn't take that as, man, I suck at trading. No, I just saw the conditions were rough. It was hard to trade. And now hopefully this week we'll see some better setups, and we'll take them and we'll be good. And that's what we've seen so far this week. So I trade both Corona. Trade both, mainly personal, but I also trade funded accounts. Just depends on the day. Just depends on the day for me. All right, guys. Well, what a great session today. Let's end it on a high note there. I'm not going to take any more trades. We're going to come back for education in about an hour, and then we'll end the day with our prop firm session. So I'll see you guys all in about an hour. Thanks for joining up. God bless. Stay safe. Stay safe. I will see you guys soon. Peace out. Peace out.